go to any Hebraic person that's well learned, they'll tell you that they don't believe in the New Testament because they thought that it was blasphemous that Yahweh or Eliun El had to renew his thoughts. So they don't believe in no New Testament. They said God didn't have to renew anything. What he said that was already written, and that was the law, which was called the Torah or the Tanakh, which is literally 613 commandments, not the 10 commandments that's in the Bible. That's a hadith. You follow? People that read the Old Testament and they call that the 5 books of Moses, that's a hadith. What you really have to read is the 613 commandments. That's all it's supposed to be by the well-learned scholars of Scripture. They don't believe in Scripture. They believe in the law. That's what the Torah is. 613 commandments. So anything outside of that is a hadith, which is called a story. Just like the Quran has a book of hadiths, which are stories. It don't mean that that don't have nothing to do with what's in the Quran. That's some made up shit. So when you read those stories, those are stories that were fabricated and taken out of records that was passed down through different tribes that did not belong to the Sumerians, right? Or the Mesopotamians, and or the Comedians, or the Hamites, or the Camites, which ain't nothing but the same thing anyway, because that's what the New Testament is. And the Old Testament is dealing with old Samaria, or ancient Samaria. And when you go into the New Testament, that's dealing with ancient Kemet. And both of those people had nappy hair, or woolly hair, big nose, and big lips. They don't want you to know this, because it's outside the range of the timeline of their creation. And the Adam and Eve that's tethered to that don't have nothing to do with what they're showing you through religion. How much time? I don't know. Like I've said this earlier in monologue. And I was telling people, I don't forecast nothing. I stay in the present. I'm not going to play with your consciousness like that and tell you what's going to happen on this day or expect this then or that. We dealing with right now. And right now, this is something that y'all need to get. I'm not here to play with you. And I don't even know what you're talking about or what beings. I don't play with people like that. See, Brother Ray here to make sure, so when you go before other people, you will see the tomfoolery that they got going on, because they're not allowing you to question their ass. Yeah, I be seeing some of y'all niggas lives and people be in there asking questions. They just look right past their questions and they only look at the people that's giving them gifts. That's it. They're not here for your ass. I'm just being honest. You got niggas sitting there reading out a book. Speak from your heart. Speak from your chest. Show us what you know. Put the fucking book down. But I'm giving y'all a marker. I'm giving y'all an example of how people should be out here teaching and conveying a message to you. They're not speaking from their heart. That's right. If you haven't at least read 50 books in the course of your life, and you can't write them down, the 50 books you done read in the course of your life on a piece of paper, you lack critical thinking. You're not processing information correctly. And I'm not talking no cat in the hat. I'm talking about books after high school, not stuff that you was forced to read. If you haven't read at least 50 books, and I'm not talking comic books, under your own volition, then you got a lot of catching up to do. You have a lot of words to store into your lexicon and get your vernacular up, because it's behind. And there's be too much shit and motherfucker and this and bitch and hoe, and it's too much of that in people's verbiage. Name the longest book you read. The longest book I read was the Holy Tablets. That and the Apocrypha Bible. I read that cover for cover twice. I read the King James version of the Bible twice too. I read the Injil. I read the Book of Psalms. No, I said 50 books. If you can't name me 50 books that you done read over the course of your time after high school and or college, because you had to read those books. It was mandated for you to read whatever you picked up then. I said if you can't name 50 books that you've read under your own volition because you wanted to read them, then you're behind as far as your critical thinking and processing, information correctly. You're not capable of exhibiting critical thinking. That's because of the chemtrails. That's why your mind getting blocked. And that's no shade thrown to you, beloved. I'm just being honest, man. And don't think that you alone. There's people that ain't even read 2 books. They can't even tell you 5 books they done read. Most people read on the 4th grade reading level. And write on the 2nd grade reading level. Write like chicken scratch. Like, what the hell that shit say? God damn. A lot of people expose where their intellect is when they see them write on the paper. Like, God damn, man, motherfucker writing like that? Words all misspelled and everything. Grown ass people. I ain't lying. And y'all know I ain't lying. I be like, shit, man, fuck that shit. I remember growing up, I used to be in Atlanta. I spent a lot of my adult years in Atlanta. And I'd go out with a chick, I'd be like, yo. Right, I'd give them I'd be like, write 10 cities you would like to visit in the United States. And I could tell how intellectually gathered the sister was by how she wrote on the paper. I ain't like, oh shit, god damn, this broad writing like she in a damn kindergarten. Like, I can't fuck with that. It spelled this word wrong, man. Like, god damn, let me back away from this goofy motherfucker. Check, please.